Hello and welcome to another Stamp with Amy K YouTube Live. And today I'm going to show you how I made a fun little St. Patrick's Day card with the Pick a Season stamp set, which is one of the free items that you can get from Stampin' Up! During celebration with an order of $60 or greater. And I apologize, I had to put my computer in a little different place today, so I'm trying to get a look at it and make sure that I'm set up where I should be and I'm live where I want to be and all that good stuff. Oh, goodness, of course, got to fix the screen just a little, try to scoot things around a little bit. Yeah, there we go. All right. And I will warn you, I'm not going to be able to see comments as well as I normally do with the placement of my computer. I'm trying to do a backup on it, and normally the backups only take like a few minutes. And for whatever reason, it's still in the middle of this backup, and I didn't want to disconnect it, so I've like drug all the cords and stretched them as far as I could across the room. So anyhow, so that's my excuse that I'm sticking to it. So I see Karen is here, and Carol, thanks for joining. I appreciate you being here. And again, hopefully my voice doesn't go too crazy as I'm looking over at my computer. I got to look like way over to my right-hand side to see my computer screen so I can read the comments because I'm too blind to read them on my tiny little phone. So, hey, Sally, thanks for joining. And Carol and Christine, thanks everybody for hopping in. So, all right, so this is the card we're going to be making today. Just a fun little and pretty easy little St. Patrick's Day card. There's technically no die cutting that is necessary. There's an embossed panel in the background, so you would need your cut and emboss machine. But technically, there is no die cutting on here, but unless you're like me, and I am absolutely terrible at being able to cut banners straight. So I'll show you a little trick in how I got my banner to look fairly straight on my card front. So this is it. It's pretty quick and easy. Again, I got to look over my shoulder here and see Pam and gosh, Barbara and Marilyn, Julie, Karen, Kathy. Thanks everybody for hopping on. And like I said, my computer's in a really weird place right now. So this is the Pick a Season stamp set. This is one of those items that you can get for free with an order of $60 or greater during celebration from Stampin' Up! And celebration runs from January 7th, which has already gone by, through the end of February. So you got plenty of time to get this cute little stamp set for free. And I love that it's got mix and match kind of across some different seasons. So the card we're making today is using the clovers, but you could just as easily switch it out for flowers or the little Easter eggs or hearts if you wanted to do Valentine's. Otherwise, there are some options just to put little leaves in there too, little different colors, whatever you want to do. Two different options for tree trunks. I use the bigger one. The littler tree trunk, I think you can stamp with the smaller little leaves and make a little tree if you wanted to. I didn't do that. And then there's a grass image and clouds. And again, it's photopolymer, so it's quick and easy to use, easy to stamp with, all that good stuff. And it's just a fun little set. So a couple of things that I did use on it. I also used the Starstruck embossing folder, which is, hey, Kathleen, and I see Kathy and Kathy are here as well. So this is one of the other, well, another one of the free items, I should say, because I used another free item on here too, that you can get during celebration for free with an order of $60 or greater. And hopefully you can see it. It's just a cute little embossing folder. It's actually fairly muted. So I don't know, like I said, you can tell that it's stars, but it's not like standouts. Oh my gosh, stars, and you know it needs to be a star background. I thought it was kind of a cute little background on it, and it almost, I don't know, like I said, it almost looks florally, kinda, but it's not really. I mean, it's clearly stars, but it's one of those backgrounds I think you can use on the background of most of your cards. And again, this is free with an order of $60 or greater as well, one of the free choices during celebration. So the way that I made my little banner on the bottom of here is, again, I know that there are people who are very skilled at cutting banners, and I am just not one of them. Fussy cutting is just not my thing. So I know that this started out as a 3-inch by about 5.5-inch piece of fruit salad designer series paper, which is another one of the free items from celebration. And some people can take a little paper snips and cut it up the center and then cut this way and cut this way and get a straight banner. I find that I struggle with that, and I end up with one side shorter, one side longer, one side straighter, one side not as straight, and then I end up cutting and cutting and cutting, and all of a sudden, before I know it, the banner is this long when I want it to be that long. So I saw this awesome banner, or this awesome die from the Nested Essentials dies, and all that I did was I just placed it right at the bottom of my panel. So when it was a real panel. This is what it looked like. And I just basically lined it up like this on the bottom of the panel and ran it through the die cutting machine and then got a perfect little banner. So that is my tip of the day for banners if you are like me and are struggling on them. And you need, I don't know why the wide ones are especially hard for me. So if you need a wide banner cut, grab your Nested Essentials dies and cut the corner with that. It worked perfectly for me. So, all right. Oh, the embossing folder looks kind of like fireworks. You're right, it does kind of. So like I said, I think there's a lot of different uses you could do with it. All right, a couple things before we get going. Online exclusives, just want to remind you about those. Make sure that you are taking a look at those. Anytime you're out shopping on the Stampin' Up! Website, go click on, there's a menu button on the upper left, and then one of the items underneath there, one of the clickable links is to the online exclusives. Go take a look at those. There are lots and lots. This is just a very small sampling of the online exclusives. So make sure that you are getting out there and taking a look at those anytime that you are shopping, because the items kind of come and go in the online exclusives. They aren't tied to any catalog, so some of them stick around for a little while. Some of them go away pretty quickly. And if it's available, it's available. And if it's not, it's not. So, all right. Oh, I'm glad that that helped you out. Like I said, I'm always anything about how I can make a banner easily, because really, honestly, even the little banners I struggle sometimes with. I'm not good at that. I don't know why I can't do it, but I can't. So, all right. Ahead of time, I did do the embossing. So this is the Starstruck embossing folder that I used to emboss a piece of crumb cake cardstock. This measures about 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And the card base that I used, my original one was 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2 across the top. So it is a top fold card. But you can do it with a regular fold card as well. So your book fold card. So if you prefer the book fold card bases, this is at 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 and scored at 4 1/4 right down the middle. And we're just going to take a little bit of liquid glue, the multi-purpose liquid glue, and we are going to adhere the embossed panel to the card front. And I do get questions occasionally about why I emboss the panel rather than embossing the actual card front. And there are a couple reasons for that. The first one is I have difficulty getting the entire card front jammed into an embossing folder, wrapped around the right way, through the embossing folder without catching an edge or twisting something up that shouldn't be twisted up. And so it's kind of a wrestling match for me if I try to emboss the actual card front. On top of that, it warps the card fronts a lot when I emboss them. So I find that if I take another panel that's cut to the exact same size, emboss it, glue it on the front, nobody notices the difference. So that is another one of my little tips. If you're wondering why I do that, that's why I do it. So again, this is a piece of the Fruit Salad Designer Series paper. This is a cute, cute pack of paper that is available for free with an order of $60 or greater during celebration. So we're using the more green side. This is granny apple green that's in here. So hey, Dee Dee, no problem at all. Glad you're able to hop in. So and Danette is here as well. So again, I took the Nested Essentials die and just placed it over the end of the piece of Designer Series paper, ran the end of it through the embossing, or ran it through the cut and emboss machine, and that's how I got my nifty little banner in there. Again, if you're better at cutting banners than you can just cut it with the scissors, or you can use a paper trimmer, but I struggle a lot with that. So I was trying to find an easier way and found those dies, and they work perfectly. The original piece of paper, I think I said earlier, started out at about 3 inches wide by about 5 1/2 inches long, and I just trimmed off the end of it with the die. So using a little Stampin' Seal, and we're going to adhere this to the card front and just kind of try to roughly get it centered. So I'm just centering it on the darker grid line here in the middle. So hey, Rosie, thanks for hopping in. Oh, I appreciate that. So roughly centering it, and that kind of helps me. Again, it's not perfect, but it gives me an idea. If this is the center of my little banner, I want to get that centered with the line here on the grid paper, and that'll help me hopefully to get this banner stuck on reasonably straight. Again, it's pretty well covered, so not a big deal if it doesn't get on there exactly straight. All right. Next up, we're going to do a little stamping. So hey, thanks for joining. I appreciate you being here from Germany, Claudia. So, all right. And again, I apologize. telling everybody when I got started, my computer is doing a backup, and normally those go pretty quickly, except for, of course, the day when I want it to go quickly. So it's still plugged in and trying to back up as I'm doing this video, and so my comments are like way over to my right-hand side, and so I have to weirdly look over, and so hopefully my voice doesn't turn too strange when I'm looking for the comments. All right, I've got a piece of basic white cardstock that is cut to about 3 1/4 by 3 3/4, and pecan pie ink. And we are just going to ink up the little tree trunk here. Again, this is from the Pick a Season stamp set. And just going to ink it up well. And then, again, just trying to roughly center it. Oh, looks like I need a little more ink on the one side. Roughly center it and go down near the bottom, but not completely at the bottom. So there we go. Then next up, I have got the kind of treetop image from the Pick a Season stamp set in Granny Apple Green ink. And we're going to ink up the big leaf image here with Granny Apple Green. So, oh, thanks, Rosie, for reminding everybody. Definitely subscribe. I'd love to have you come hang out and get the notification anytime I go live. So, all right. The only little trick with lining this up is there are 2 little leaves here kind of in the center. And those are the 2 that you kind of want to center on your little tree trunk. And then the rest of it just sort of naturally goes where it goes. And again, it's another one of those things that if you don't get it stamped perfectly, it's okay. It's a fun little image, so nobody's going to be like, oh, I don't think that's straight. So, all right, then we've got the little grass image here while I've got my Granny Apple Green ink out. We're going to go ahead and ink that up and stamp the little grass images on either side of the tree as well. There we go. And then I'll close that one up. Then I'm going to grab the little clover image. Again, this is all from the Pick a Season stamp set, which is a free item that you can get with an order of $60 or greater from Stampin' Up! During Celebration. Inking it up with Granny Apple Green, and then there are obviously the little openings in the tree image, and you can just stamp in there. It's a pretty forgiving kind of image. There's plenty of room to kind of turn the clovers or the flowers or the Easter eggs or whatever it is that you're putting in the tree. You can kind of turn it however you want it to fit in there. And then the final one down there. There we go. We've got our little clovers stamped. So, hey, Bonnie, thanks so much for joining. So, all right. Of course, my nose is dripping like crazy. Sorry about that. Goodness. It's freezing here. Well, it's a little warmer today. It was freezing this morning when I brought my daughter out to the school bus. I'm like, my goodness. So, all right. When we got a little snow last night, which was kind of unexpected too. Not much, just kind of a little dusting of snow. So always fun to wake up and see that on the ground. And thankfully it wasn't slippery or anything outside, but just enough snow to make everything white again. So I've got Pool Party ink that I'm stamping the cloud image. Ooh, I thought I stuck my finger in the ink pad, but I didn't. Phew. So I got my little cloud image that I'm stamping here, just kind of randomly over the top of the tree image on my card front. Well, I guess it's part of the card front, the little panel here. And again, just kind of randomly stamping it around until I think it looks like a full enough sky, and then we're going to call it good. Then I'm going to take this and we are going to adhere it to a Granny Apple Green cardstock panel. And all the details on this will actually be posted on my blog tomorrow, which is stampwithamyk.com. And so all the measurements will be out there, so don't worry about trying to keep track of the 3/8 and 1/2 and 3/4 and all that stuff. So this piece is cut to about 3 3/8 by 3 7/8. Again, this is Granny Apple Green. And we're just going to use some Stampin' Seal. Oh, Debbie, you didn't, it is a cute little set. Yeah, it's definitely a good one. Lots of fun, and I love that it's got the little Easter eggs in it, and the hearts, and yeah, all sorts of fun things that you can make with this. And you can mix and match your sentiments, so yeah, lots of fun things. All right, gonna adhere this together with the Stampin' Seal. If I can get it on there straight. Okay. And we'll close that up, and I'm going to grab a piece of garden green cardstock, and this one is cut to 3 5/8 by 4 1/8. And I may be short on Stampin' Dimensional. Maybe I've got enough. I was going to grab some more Stampin' Dimensionals, and I forgot. So hopefully we have enough to finish the card. All right, I'm going to take this and adhere the layered panel to the panel of Granny Apple Green cardstock, or too many greens, to the Garden Green cardstock with little Stampin' dimensionals. Come on, fingers. All right. There we go. And we'll add this layer right over the top. And again, just trying to get it roughly centered and straight. And then I'm going to grab some Stampin' Seal. And I better take the lid off. And we'll add that to the back of this. And we're going to adhere this to the card front with a little bit of Stampin' Seal. All right. And again, no particular way that I put it on here, just kind of roughly centered it side to side. And then probably, I don't know, I guess my original one is closer to centered top to bottom as well, although definitely not perfectly centered top to bottom. But I didn't care very much about that, so all good. Next thing that I did, and I can't even believe it, as I just get done saying I hate fussy cutting, I fussy cut some stuff on this. So the little fences, I had made another card with this stamp set a while back, and I had a hard time stamping the fences straight. I don't know why, because clearly I'm just not very good at stamping things straight, I guess. So I decided this time I was actually going to stamp and fussy cut the little fence pieces and then glue them down, and then I didn't need to worry about whether I stamped them straight or not. So crumb cake ink on basic white cardstock. We're just going to stamp the little fence image, and you will be happy to know that I did do 3 of them ahead of time since it was the same process, so you did not have to sit here and watch me do my horrible fussy cutting 4 times. You only have to watch it once. All right, so we're going to take this, and I'm just going to trim off the bottom, maybe. There we go. And then we're going to go up the side, and then kind of angle it a little bit along the top. And I did not. Some people who are really good at fussy cutting, some probably would have gone in and out of each one of those little post things at the top. I did not do that. So I just went straight across the top and then straight down the side. And that is the extent of my fussy cutting. And I know y'all are applauding me at my fantastic skills. It's okay, you can laugh. I'm terrible at fussy cutting. So yeah, and again, if you're better, I don't know why I struggled with it. I guess because it's little and I didn't think I really needed to pay attention and line it up. And then when I didn't really line it up, it really looked like I hadn't lined it up, and it just didn't look very good. So I fussy cut the fence, and it worked out much better than trying to stamp it did. So again, just using, whoops, it'd be helpful if I actually stuck it to the card front. There we go, with the glue dot, instead of just placing it. Well, okay then. Apparently I did not put the glue dot on the back of the, I'm like, why isn't that sticking down? Oh, because I didn't put the glue on the back of it. So let's try this again. We'll start all over and just skip past the fact that I didn't put a glue dot on the first one. So there we go. And now I will glue the other one to my hand and then here to the card front, and we'll just line it up. They're pretty easy to line up when you've cut them out like that. Just line up your little board straight across. So, and again, glue dots on the back. Same thing. Okay, got that one. Same thing over here. We're just going to line it up, kind of right at the top of the grass line. And then one more glue dot. There we go. And we'll just put this other one over here with my pudgy little fingers. There we go. Got everything glued down. So there we have a relatively straight, it's not perfectly straight, but relatively straight fence. All right. The sentiment actually comes from the Greetings for All Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. And if you haven't seen these, they're at the front of the new mini catalog. The ephemera packs and the mix and match cards, bases and envelopes are fantastic in this catalog. I love them. So this is, you get 2 of each, which is nice. So if you want to make 2 St. Patrick's Day cards, you got the second set of, probably be helpful if I put them the right way around. Second set here. So I've got my little St. Patrick's Day sentiment that we're going to pop out of the panel. And then there's Christmas stuff in here. Thank yous, congratulations, big birthday one, an Easter sentiment in here. So again, if you wanted to take this very same card, you can change up the colors a little bit and switch it to a happy Easter sentiment on it and use the little Easter eggs from the Pick a Season stamp set. It'd be really cute. So you can mix and match all sorts of things from here. What else have we got? And then there's another, again, just some general happy birthdays, another happy Easter, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, so all sorts of good stuff in here. So it is great, and I love that you get 2 of each, because some of the other ephemera packs, the original ones we had, there was only 1 of each image, which makes it a little more challenging, because I don't know, usually I like to make 2 or 3 of each card. So, all right, gonna grab some Stampin' Dimensionals here, or my chopped up Stampin' Dimensionals, and stick them on the back of the sentiment. I should move that one up just a little. And put that right over the top of the tree. And just add our embellishments on. The card front's going to be all done. So, again, you can put this as high or as low as you wanted to. I looked at putting it over here, and I don't know, I finally just decided to put it over the middle of the tree and be done with it after I moved the sentiment around about 12 times. So these are the Dots for Days, adhesive back Dots for Days, which they are, I think it's Crushed Curry, Garden Green, Flirty Flamingo, and Pool Party, I think, are the colors in here. So I used the Garden Green ones because they coordinated with my little Garden Green images in my Garden Green cardstock, and we just stuck them here over kind of near the sentiment on the card front. Added just a little extra something shiny because I like to do that. And that's it. Card front is all done. Again, super quick and easy with that Pick a Season stamp set, which is photopolymer, so it's really easy to see through and stamp with. Inside of the card is also really quick and easy. I grab my little clover image again. And the dots are awesome. They're one of those packs that I kind of forget about them until I'm like looking for something in a particular color, and then I'm like, oh, I do have those. So anything that says adhesive backed, yep, I'm all about that. I don't like having to glue things down because, as you can see, I struggle with gluing, and yeah, so anything that's got adhesive backing on it, sold. And I'm just sort of randomly stamping the little clover image. I think we'll call that good. Stamped it across the bottom of a piece of basic white cardstock that's cut to about 4 by 5 1/4. Again, all the measurements for this and printable PDF tutorial so that you can recreate it if you'd like to will be out on my blog tomorrow at stampwithamyk.com. The blog post will go live around 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, and I'll link directly to it in the description of this video, so you'll be able to go find the blog post quick and easy tomorrow. And we're sticking that to the inside of the card base and close it up. And I'm going to flip it over and try not to smush too hard with the bone folder. Just give it a light crease here. Try not to smash the embossing on it. And there we go. That is it. So quick and easy little St. Patrick's Day card. So appreciate you guys all being here. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I will plan to be live around 2 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesday, and again around 2 o'clock Eastern time next week, Friday. So definitely check out the ephemera packs in the card front, in the front of the catalog. Awesome. And then check out the celebration brochure and take a peek at that Pick a Season stamp set that's out there. It's really cute and lots of fun to use. And then don't forget about the awesome joining special going on during Celebration 2, where you can get an additional $30 free product in your starter kit. So you get to pick $155 worth of Stampin' Up! Merchandise in your starter kit. You pay $99 plus tax, and it ships for free. And then you get a 20% discount on anything you order after that. And you get to be a part of Stampin' Up!, in our team if you join with me. And what else? And the second option for the Celebration Starter Kit is you would get your $99 is what you pay for it, plus tax, ships for free. And you get to pick $125 worth of Stampin' Up! Merchandise, plus 2 of your choice of the color family packs of Stampin' Right markers and a stamp set. So either way, it's a great deal. Definitely check it out. Details are in the back of that celebration brochure, so if you haven't taken a look at it, go do that. And let me know if you have questions about anything. We'd love to have you come join us. So I will chat with you all later. Again, thanks for being here.